It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the football team and the Texans, next on Madden Football.
On a wonderful fall afternoon in the state of Texas, the roof is open, and we've got football from NRG Stadium in Houston. They do it big here in Houston, and a second ago it was a Texas-sized welcome for their hometown guys. They're fired up and ready to go as they get set to match up with the Washington football team. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Texan ball club entering play here. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. Meanwhile, for visiting Washington, we're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should, and what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. They'll be led out by the man from Old Dominion, the former Monarch, at quarterback Taylor Heineke.
There's a lot of good to watch in the game last week, wasn't there? I mean, he did throw 2 touchdown passes. That was impressive. And he's so close, isn't he? The 3 interceptions killed him and his team. That was costly. But if he just cleans that up a little bit, there's a reason for optimism with this team and this passer.
Heineke now looking to throw on first down. He'll check that down to Gibson out of the backfield. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
Let's go, boys. And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
Throwing again, Heineke on 2nd and 10. Incomplete. Antonio Gibson, the intended target. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
Used to have a coach who used to tell us all the time, those scouting reports aren't just to use up paper, guys. Well, nowadays, we're watching a computer screen, right? They scouted this team very well. Know that they like to use the running backs in the passing game.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Looks like a 9-yard loss. And it also brings up 4th. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. 40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. So here come the Texans now for their first drive. And a glance here at the man calling the plays under center, their 6'4" quarterback.
And for how good he is throwing the ball, it's his running that makes him so dangerous. He had a couple of touchdowns on the ground in last week's game, so we'll see what they dial up for him for this one.
On first down, Hardy, and able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. The numbers for him from a week ago, 15 carries, 72 yards, and a touchdown.
And well-liked by his teammates. In fact, I got on good authority, even though I'm not an investigative reporter, that in their team meeting this week, the offensive line stood up and said, Coach, we've got to have better yardage for this guy. He's number 9 in the league. He's got to be in the top 3 before the season's over.
He's got a man, complete, and able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
No room to be had there on the first down run as he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so.
No, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
To throw again on second down. Heineke got a man. It's Diaby Brown, complete. The start for them near flawless. Defense gets them a 3-and-out. 2 quick pass connections on offense.
So that's how a team works together. Just what you described. Get them the ball, give them a little momentum, and they're capitalizing off of that. Thanks a lot, guys.
Heineke's throw pulled in by Gronkowski. 7 yards, the pickup there. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
To the air again, Heineke. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. Here's 2nd and 10. The first carry for the Memphis man, Antonio Gibson. Oh, able to avoid him. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37. Well, this defense for the Texans, they were excellent a week ago in that victory over Indianapolis.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3, and this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over, and it's a big kick, but now we just, if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's what we have here.
Yeah, you're right. 20 years ago, we were saying run some more plays and get closer. Now we think they're definitely within range, and you're exactly right. When it comes up short, there has to be something that went wrong because they have plenty of leg.
He's going to keep this again. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
And he is going to have a Texans 1st down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up 3rd downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I guarantee you, it started in the offseason. third down's important to them, they find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Jonathan Allen in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Rolling to his right. And got his man complete. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 26. They'll run on first down. It's Hardy. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Relatively small sample size, but that's his longest run of the first quarter. Bounced it out to the outside to make it successful.
And to get there, you actually need some help. It's not just your pure speed getting to the corner, making sure that the blocking is taken care of inside.
And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. His 14th touchdown. So they called it a touchdown originally. This will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. The extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. A first down throw for Heineke. He'll dump that off to Gibson, complete. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense. And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Heineke on first down. This one left side caught by Gibson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball.
Gibson gets hit and he fumbles it. And the Texans say they have it. They do.
They may have the edge.
And now before the ball changes hands, so that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. On 3rd down, Heineke. Flush to his right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play.
He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Heineke to throw it. Being chased. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on the sand. Now Heineke. Open man is Samuel, complete. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
Brandon, a good idea there on 3rd down. Run a little clear out and hope you can get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stop him well short.
The kick by McManus is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble. They recover, hand things over to their offense, and then the offense went down and got them 3. That alone, that's not enough to win a game, but both units able to do their jobs on these last 2 drives.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
He was able to escape the pocket and get out of bounds. You like the decision-making?
I love the decision-making, and I love the execution, because you just know that his eyes were darting all over the place. Now they talk about keeping your head on a swivel, looking for the danger spots where the hits are going to come from. How about him getting all he could out of that run and then getting out of bounds?
And he told us, look, I'm a rookie. I'm waiting for the game to slow down, but it seems like he's processing things pretty well.
He certainly is. He's slowing the game down himself with his actions.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Britton. And he's got his target, Harris. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 31-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Chase Young make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Looking to throw. Britton. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Texans push further out in front. I'll let you do the analysis, partner, but with every touchdown pass this young quarterback throws and with the success that his team has had, I just continue to be more and more impressed.
Let's both do the analysis. Impressed, aren't we both?
Yeah.
I mean, and why shouldn't we be? We've seen him improve throughout the year. We've seen him settle in now, and you can see the confidence of the team has grown. His confidence has grown. I think that everyone around this guy feels good about what they've seen. And it's also safe for him when he's driving home to turn on Sports Talk Radio. He's okay.
This one fielded at the 5. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Let's go.
Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing, Heineke. Goes right side, complete to Gronk. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
And that's why defensive coaches preach swarming to the football. It's usually going to take more than one guy to get that big man down.
And it did right there. Multiple broken tackles, but they eventually get him down. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. To throw is Heineke. That's out to the flat for Gibson. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. A big play there on the catch and run.
A lot of times the key is just get him the ball and let him do his thing, and they got it out to him on the left side, and he did exactly that. Excellent run after the catch.
On 1st and 10, Heineke. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
A gain of 6 there on 1st. Working with a 2nd and 4. Here's Heineke. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Curtis Samuel, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. So take away the touchdown there, as that's going to be ruled an incomplete pass. And a quick shuffle pass here is complete. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And no field goal try here from the red zone. Offense out there. They'll go for it on 4th. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. He only needed a yard, but he couldn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And this Texans defense stands tall. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just... And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Extra point from McManus is good, and the lead is down to 4. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. It's the second quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series. So those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. And some room to roam now. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. On 1st down, Britton. It's complete to Fuller. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Back to throw now on 1st down. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
And the Texans have got a 1st and goal as he's out of bounds at the 4. So we've come upon halftime here in Houston, and it's the home team, the Texans, leading this one. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, good work in that first half. More from you guys in a minute, but first let's get to some scores right here on the day before Halloween. We'll start up in the Steel City, Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. And it's the Giants who are out in front in the second quarter. Sterling Shepard, a touchdown reception. From there, we check on the other Pennsylvania team as we head east to see what's happening with the Eagles. And they lead the visiting Chicago Bears at the half. Jameis Winston with 3 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's head to Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. See what's happening with the Bengals. And they trail the visiting Ravens in that one at halftime. Hollywood Marquise Brown. 2 touchdown catches in that first half alone. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Washington. And they weren't able to get a whole lot done throwing the football. That'll likely be a big key if they want to turn things around in the second half. Meanwhile, for the Texans, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half. These two clubs running through their final halftime adjustments. It's just about time to get back at it. And for the call of the second half, we go back out to Houston, H-Town, and Brandon Gaudin.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Texans to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll start the third quarter here on the ground. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
The reception good for 7. It's third down. And he's over 100 yards now after that last catch. Already, of course, leading the NFL in receiving yardage.
So he's done nothing at all to hurt his cause to stay in that spot. But I've been so impressed with how he's gotten it done. Body control, route running. How about the way he competes for the football at the end of the play?
And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
He lost 4 there, and it's third down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the third downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the third quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he's a long ways into Washington territory before hitting the turf. A huge play there for Houston.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
Well, it's a shuffle pass, and it's complete. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Flushed out right. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Texans take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes it a 21-10 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. First possession of the second half now for Washington.
They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a fourth down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Heineke. Throwing left side. He's got Gronk. Complete. 3 yards the gain there. 2nd down. Heineke now. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. That winds up pushing it back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12. Here's Tressway now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Houston's offense taking over again. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
Well, there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic, well over 100 yards.
Are we taking notes? We should be, right? Because I'm going to go back and watch this tape and really enjoy what I'm seeing. The route running, competing for the football, just breaking down a defense.
He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Back to throw again. And he fires one incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Washington ready to try again on offense. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
A big play there on the catch and run. Well, and this is where quarterbacks' passing numbers sometimes get a little bit more inflated than they should, because this is a short little pass, but it goes for big yardage. 1st down, Heineke. And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground, incomplete. 2nd and 10. Thanks for tagging along with us here from Houston, Texas. Working out of the gun. Here's Heineke.
And that's off the mark, incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here and 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
From the gun, Heineke. Man open left side is Brown. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 14. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This will be caught once again by Brown. A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective.
And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's third down. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Heineke. He finds his man, complete. That's Rose. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. In a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Now Heineke. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. He'll wind up losing 10 there, a full 10 yards, so that one hurts. And it brings up 3rd and goal. They'll look to throw here. Buying time to his left. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Now on comes the Washington field goal unit. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And McManus able to put it through. And that'll make this an 8-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get it the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
Solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Hardy, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down. Back to throw. Britton. And finding Keelan Cole. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. A little bit of space there for the first down run, as that's going to get him about 5 yards. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
I think they tried to fool him on that one. You know, being able to throw the ball to the fullback position, no one was fooled on that play.
No, lost yardage. You think they should yank that one from the playbook, at least for the time being?
I think what you do is you take it out and you evaluate it next week in practice.
And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48.
And that pickup of a first down That's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here. Down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Operating from the gun, Britton. The throw taken in by Cole. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
And now the throw going to Fuller, and he's got it. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. They'll look to throw again. He's got Fuller. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 13-yard line.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion.
Deron Payne, the big D tackle there to make the stop. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
And he stopped immediately there.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
In search of 8 yards on 3rd down. They've already converted 2 of these on this drive, 2 for 2. Escaping the pressure right. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. And his kick is right there. It's good. And that will bump the lead up to 11. So that CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
Heineke on 1st down. And he finds Gronk. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Heineke. He's going to drop this one down to Gibson. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. To throw is Heineke. Pass incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap. He locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
On 3rd down, Heineke. Got a man, it's Brown. And he will have the 1st down as he's brought down up near midfield. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Again, it's Heineke. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Clock running, about to hit 90 seconds to go in the game. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And that'll make it a second down. Here's Heineke. It's complete to Brown, right side. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Looking to throw, Heineke. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on second and goal, back even further. This to McLaurin out on the left side. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it. Heineke with a 3rd and goal. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And the Texans are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. That one looks like he'll throw here. They'll roll him out right. Throw right side. This is into the hands of the tight end, Tunyon. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. An extra man here in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. Off the play fake. Britton out to his left. And that is incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback, I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drop. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout, as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. He's going to let it fly. And, incomplete. Great coverage there. He was in the perfect position defensively to make a play on the football, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Justin Reed. And the Texans come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians, as this ball game is now officially over. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea of what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So for the Texans, they moved to 7-1 on the year with the victory. And they'll have another home date next week as the Indianapolis Colts come to town. Meanwhile, for Washington, they drop back to 500 now at 4 up and 4 down. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly to face off with the Eagles.